Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. It's Monday. It's the Monday after Mother's Day. Hey,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
happy Mother's Day to the mothers. If you are a dog mom, if you're a
Mm-hmm.
iguana mom, if you are a
Mm-hmm.
mom of a human,
Yep.
all the things. Just happy Mother's Day to everyone who celebrates.
Sometimes it's easier to be an iguana mom, I think, than a human mom.
I am coming to you from Mississippi. I am sitting in the bedroom at my sister's house. But Keisha and I didn't plan it, but look at us. We're matching today.
The Stripe Sisters.
You guys, it's exciting because in a week, Keisha and I are going to get
Mm-hmm.
to meet each other in person for the first time ever.
Which I know that sounds so funny because I think people just assume that
Yeah,
we met before, but no, we've never seen each other in person.
I know. I was just telling my sister, and she says she has like a coworker on the magazine that she works on, got an
Mhm.
editor that works for her. She's worked with her for 4 years, and she just recently met her in person.
Yeah, that's so we've known each other for what,
Well,
four,
at least
three,
at least 4 years, maybe. Uh, it's been a
maybe.
while.
I don't
It's been a
know.
while.
It's been a minute. I think it's about time we meet face to face.
I know. So
Yep.
Keisha is going with me to the TLCU US. I keep saying that Us Weekly Party. That's
Mhm.
a celebration party for 90 Day the Hunt for Love, and that's going to be in next week. I'm
Ooh.
going to go to the beach, and then I'm going to fly from the beach to New York, stay an extra day so I can spend a little time with Keisha, and then head back to the beach. Yeah.
She's just, that flight. Like, I mean, when was the? Have you seen your fur babies, your real babies? I know you've got John now.
Just picked him up. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll see Anna tomorrow because we'll fly back Monday. When you're hearing this, I'll be flying back to
Mm-hmm.
DC, and then I'll be there for 2 days. Then I'm going to record with you in the morning for the Valley on
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, and I'm getting in my
Mm-hmm.
car. I'm going to drive to the beach. I'll be at the beach. Then on that Monday, which is next Monday, I'll fly out, and we'll be in New York for
Mm-hmm.
a day and a half together.
Yes. Yes,
It's
we will.
exciting.
And
Uh,
I've never been to New York.
I know. I listen, you gotta get on a text chain with Ingrid, and she's gotta start telling you what to do because that's New York is her jam. She knows everything.
Okay. Okay. We'll do. We'll do that
How long are y'all
because I
gonna
know
stay?
Ingrid knows. I think we're flying in the morning of the 19th
Uh-huh.
and flying out the morning of the 21st.
Okay, well, that's not very long.
Well, you're not going to be there very long either.
Well, you don't need to stay as long as I can. You'll have James with you. You can stay a couple extra days. Do something. Do something.
James kind of got to work.
Oh, well. Oh, okay, that. Yeah, all right,
That
job.
part, yeah.
Real jobs where
Mm-hmm.
people really go to a job. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. Okay, some
Mm-hmm.
people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, that's gonna be exciting, so we will be keeping you updated on that, and, now that I'm thinking about it, the weekend after, Amy and I are gonna do, like, a roundup of the party and everything, so we'll have you join us, so we'll make sure we can really chat about everything that happened.
Exciting.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
You're
Cool.
gonna
Cool.
get to meet Amy in person and Matt and
Yep.
Jake and
Yep.
Amanda. Amy and Amanda. All right.
I
Whoop,
just
whoop.
won't get to see my Ingrid. Man.
Ingrid can't come because she'll be watching her daughter graduate from college.
That's
That's
right.
important. That's
That is
important.
very important.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I thought she was saving children in a third world country or teaching them how to play a violin or something like that. But yeah.
You know,
Graduation is that's a pretty big deal.
it wouldn't be surprising if she was doing any of those things.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about these people.
Or not
Love Act-
graduating college.
no, as we go. Well, let's see. I mean,
Hmm.
it looks like Alexis is furthering her
Going to
education, so
school.
that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, Probably Will graduated college. He's an IT specialist, although I don't
Maybe.
know. Um,
Maybe.
and if we recall, Damodrick was trying to be a physical therapist and was in college.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn and Brian, no. I do think Joey definitely graduated college,
Oh
and
yeah.
Michael, though. Michael, I'm trying to remember. Did Michael he went into the
We
Navy,
know
but
he went
maybe
to the Navy.
I don't know if that was right after high school, though.
I'm assuming that here's the thing. Even if you're college educated, you can still be dumb as fucking life. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we just proved right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to
Yeah.
name people on this show that we think have a lick of sense, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Also, you could be college educated and have no sense.
Case in point,
Yeah,
people in
everybody
this show.
on
Yeah.
this show. Yeah. Well, this is season 6, episode 8, Wife or Warden? And we're going to start with Will and Courtney.
Okay.
And every time they show a picture of him, he looks goofier and goofier.
I just don't understand like what is going on. Like, is he telling them to put eyeshadow and lipstick on him? I don't get it. The hair is doing whatever it wants to do in every direction.
Yeah.
I liked him so much his very first episode.
Yeah.
And then he just got kind of weird.
Yeah. She's kind of weird too. So
it works.
Maybe it works.
It works.
So we start off with their wedding, which I thought for sure was going to be a fake, but he says I do and she says I do. Yep. And Susie, the mom, gives them the rings, which are scrunchies for their wrist.
I just feel like we could have just skipped the ring part.
Literally zip by Kohl's.
Yeah, or something like
Walmart.
the scrunchies. I don't get it. I don't get
Stupid.
it.
So, and then Danny, the sponsor, is there also as a witness. And mom has put like coffee cups from the hotel with toilet paper on them in the back of the car with Just Married, which is improvising. Yeah.
Yes, she did. And it was cute.
It was cute.
It worked.
And the talking head, Courtney says, with Will, everything is just right. Like, I feel like when I'm with him, everything's just right. And she's in the car and she says, and her mom's in the back as always. And she goes, straight out of prison and married. Huh, that's cool. And mom says, mom's like, well, I hope I don't miss my flight because of the wedding and all. Now, Will and Courtney start discussing all their various car accidents through the time. And Courtney explains that she was once in a car accident so bad that her car flipped and her boyfriend left her. She broke her neck and her boyfriend left her in the road for dead. And we see a picture of what she would have looked like in the road with the pool of blood and the giant cut across her head. And this is how she got the scar.
Finally,
we find
know.
Out.
Yeah.
But I mean, they show that wound on her head and her neck is broken. And she says, of course, she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She was in her drug and car stealing days. And she says she's blessed to be alive. And wow. I mean, wow. So she says,
you would think that would have been the time she said, I really need to turn my life around. I just survived this near fatal accident. My boyfriend left me in the road to die. Like, let me get my shit together. But no, not when you're Courtney. No.
She says trust now is a huge deal for her because of the trauma of that last relationship. And she said, like, how could somebody like flee and like leave you on the side of the road to die? That's a good question. That's a pretty terrible thing. So
I wonder, like, did he get caught? Like,
I don't know. Like, if he just took off on foot. I mean, eventually
like,
they would
did
know
they
he
catch
was
him,
driving.
arrest him.
Yeah.
Or did she turn him in or?
And it's fleeing the scene of a crime. It's like leaving somebody in bodily harm, like all these things.
Yeah.
So, Susie says, yeah. And when she got better, she took off again. And Courtney says, I'm sorry, Mom. And Mom's like, yeah, okay, well, we can only learn from our mistakes, right? So, okay, I appreciate you saying thank you. And okay, thanks for saying you're sorry. Okay, bye. Thanks for getting me to the airport. Bye. I got to get away from you. But
I think she's had enough. I think she's had enough. I think the mom has been overly stimulated.
Yes.
Between hearing sex talk, pizza and penis, a wedding, and what it just Will is like on 10 all the time. I think she's had enough of riding in the back seat.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to be a passenger princess up front.
Can you imagine when she gets home, when she gets together to have a glass of wine with her girlfriends? She's like, girls, you won't even believe the 2 days I've had.
Yeah, that's a lot. You
It's a
meet a
lot.
guy, he marries your daughter the next day. You see your daughter who you haven't seen in God knows when, and this is all the shit. And all your daughter keeps talking about is pizza and penis.
And trying to be so like on, like just trying to be so funny the whole time when,
and she's
the
just
two of
not.
them have had so much trauma.
Yes.
Courtney says, when it comes to my mom, I feel like a piece of shit. I'm ashamed of how I treated her. And I know it's going to be a while to build that trust again. And she says goodbye to her mom at the airport. And her mom, Susie, in her talking head says, this has been a crazy whirlwind and it's been a lot. And I feel that Courtney and I can work on our relationship. And I kind of feel like maybe prison was good for her and she came out more of an adult. And I don't know. I think it's going to be okay with Will by her side.
We're not so sure about that.
I don't think he's a bad influence. I just think hi gorgeous, hi beautiful, hi pretty, hi gorgeous, hi pretty, hi gorgeous, hey fantastic,
love bubble.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's just like
it's total love bubble right now,
and it's love bombing too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No real life has hit them yet. So in the car, Courtney's like, God, this dress, it's like riding up, and he's like, oh yeah, I like it
because it was a little bit too small.
It didn't fit. She didn't have enough time.
I just feel like there was other boutiques on that strip that she probably could have gone to, but it's production.
Again, a TJ Maxx, they could have picked up 2 rings and a dress in 20 minutes,
I agree.
And so she says, oh yeah, you want to have like sex in the rain? Huh? Okay. He's like, oh yeah. So anyway, the way that they're shooting this in the car, they're both leaning back like they're in some sort of like a food coma, like they've just been to the Mother's Day buffet I went to this morning. Like,
well, maybe they ate after the wedding or something like that. Yeah,
but it's not
maybe
flattering. So
no,
those dash cams are hardly ever flattering.
I was just about to say, like, WeTV does horrible with the whole dash. Remember when Monique and Derek, she would look like this giant and he looked like a toddler? It's like, okay, there is a big difference in size, but it's not that much of a big difference in their sizes. Like, he would look like he was in a car seat.
Like he needed a booster. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So they're chatting about like, wow, I can't believe it's our first night together. We're not going to be able to consummate the marriage because she's got to go to the halfway house. And he's like, yeah, but tomorrow I've got a full day of surprises and we can go back to the hotel room, And then she grabs his fingers and sticks them all in her mouth.
Oh my God. Like, I don't even want to lick my own finger. And I know exactly where my finger has and has not been. And I don't want to stick my finger in my mouth. Like, that is so disgusting to me. But I guess when you're young and in love,
I guess she was trying to like turn him on, but he didn't, whatever. Anyway, it was weird. So 30 minutes later, he gets in the room. I guess he's whatever. And he calls her. And she's acting very strange on the call. He's like, hey, how are you? And she's like, And he's like, okay. And she goes, I'm just chilling. This is temporary. And he goes, okay, well, why don't you go get some water and lay down? Right. And then he hangs up. He goes, what the fuck? I don't know. Like, was she super drunk? Like, I've never heard her talk. Like, it's been 30 minutes. And he says,
she sounded drunk.
She did sound drunk. And he says, I've never heard her talk like that in the 6 months I've been talking to her. And he goes, I don't know. I worry like there's bad influences at the halfway house. And I'm going to have to talk to her tomorrow and have a hard conversation. But it's like, did we not see that they went to dinner after the wedding?
That's what I'm thinking.
A couple of glasses of wine. And then she walked into this place and somebody gave her a shot or something to celebrate her wedding. Like, how could she be drunk in 30 minutes,
Between them leaning back like they were fat fool.
Yeah.
And her being drunk, there had to be like some kind of a dinner and drinks or something like that. But she sounded like plastered.
But Danny is her sober companion. And if he like came with them to dinner, then they wouldn't be drinking.
Well,
I don't
but
know.
okay, how does that work? Because she was not an alcoholic. She was drugged. So even
Yeah.
though you're trying to break free of drugs, can you still drink alcohol? Or did I just sound really dumb asking that question?
No, because some people will be like, "Well, drinking was never my problem, so I can." I have a friend who has a brother who, um, drinking was never his problem. It was always like pills, so he
Right.
still drinks occasionally, and I'm like,
Right.
a lot of sober people and people in recovery and people at the head of these organizations and whatnot will say, "You just need to be like sober, and you shouldn't be California sober. You shouldn't, you know." But it really is an individual choice. It sounds
Okay.
like to me because she was in AA and has a sponsor that she was also not drinking. And he says, he's
Mm,
sober because he, had a drug problem when he was younger as
right.
well. So, and I think probably another reason he was initially attracted to her was because she is, working a program and he is as well. So, no, I don't think she's supposed to be drinking, but her drug of choice was meth. But
Right.
it's a slippery slope. I mean,
She
So,
was she was more than just tired.
yeah, she's weird anyway, but, like, the weird, like,
Yes.
laughing, it's like, "Ugh," was like,
You're
um,
like, he's weird anyway.
so he says, "Look, as far as I know, she never had a drinking problem, but she had a problem with meth, and I do wanna have a romantic day tomorrow, but this is sort of lingering in my mind." Um, so the next day he picks her up at the halfway house, she comes out, and he's like, I'm not gonna tell you what we're doing, it's a surprise," and he says, "But, I gotta say something, but I think you were acting kinda funny last night, like, you sounded
Mhm.
different." And she laughs, she goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I don't know, you just sounded like I don't know." And she goes, "Well, if you think I was acting different, why didn't you just ask me at the time? Why are you
Yeah, okay.
bringing it up today instead of last
Yeah,
night?" And
true.
he says, "Well, I didn't wanna sound accusatory." And her talking head, it flips to her and goes, "Well, motherfucker, you do sound accusatory."
I
And
mean, yeah.
And she goes, "I don't know where this is coming from, like, maybe I sounded tired." We have seen so many people lie right to the cameras, so I don't know
Yes.
if I believe her or not,
I
you know?
mean, it's hard. This was tough. I don't know. This was kind of hard. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't know. Maybe she was very, very tired, very, very full, and she had a full day. And I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Maybe she was laying down whenever he called, and she was like half asleep or whatever.
In 30 minutes? That would be real quick. She gotta get out of that wedding dress, gotta wash her face. 30 minutes? Say hey to her new friends at the halfway house, check in.
Yeah.
Likely, when she came in from the likely at the halfway house, they, uh, drug pee
Test.
breathalyze you when you come in, so
Oh, they do.
a lot of them do. This one maybe doesn't. I don't know.
Not if it's like Harry's halfway house.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Harry's,
Mm-mm,
that
mm-mm.
was the party
It
spot for
was
that
it
neighborhood.
was come as you are, do as you please. Everything. Really, you ain't got to leave because everything is here. You can have your Chick-fil-A brought to you. We've got hose, we've got alcohol, we've got drug. What's your drug of choice? It's all here. That was a hot mess hotel right there. So
Yes,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. So, she says, "So we just got married, and now you don't
Mhm.
trust me." And she's like, "I spent the last 4 years in an abusive relationship, and this is triggering for me. Like, you gotta trust me, dude." So I was talking to Eddie, goes, "I'm gonna trust her for now, but if she's using drugs, like, our relationship and our marriage will be dead in the water." So I
I
like
mean,
at
that's
least that
very
he's sort of
mature of
like,
him. Yeah.
yeah,
Boundaries. Yep. Yep.
taking a
And
stand.
he sounded like an adult person, not this giggly young kid, like talking about butt plugs and shit like that when he said that. I'm like, okay. Oh, good God. Uncover your mouth.
I just don't understand that. I just don't understand a butt plug. I just don't understand it. I don't
I
understand it.
don't either.
I don't
I
understand
don't
it.
need it. I don't need the buzzy butt plug. You know, they sell those at Walgreens now.
What?
They sell sex toys at Walgreens.
But butt plugs?
Yeah.
But why are you plugging up your butt? I don't understand.
Well, some
Like,
people say that it's like sexual pleasure. I
I
just don't feel
guess
like something up my butt buzzing around is pleasurable, but
Well, I
I
know that like
just
Jasmine
don't.
on when she first came to the States to Gino, she bought a bunch of different size butt plugs because she was trying to stretch her butthole out
Why would you want to stretch it out?
to make it easier for something to go in, I guess.
How often do you need something to go in there? Like that should be like a once a year celebration, and that's it. Not open season all the time. Like, good
Well,
God.
it didn't work because Gino still never banged her in the back or the front. Okay, we should get off this conversation because we do not know what we're talking about. We have no,
Absolutely, we know we know a lot of shit, but we do not know about this at all, and I'm okay with that.
that's okay. No butt stuff over here. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right, let's move on to Quiana and Damodrick. They're going on an official first date. They're going to a
Mhm.
cake decorating class. Now,
Mm.
I know you love cake, you guys. I don't know if you know about Keisha.
Mm.
She loves her some cake.
Man, yeah.
So the lady shows them first unwrap your cake, then put your cake on the stand. Then you're going to get your icing, then get your knife. Bye. And then she leaves the room.
She just left. I'm like, bitch, do I swirl it this way, that way? Do I flatten it? Like, what the hell? You just leave it. Like, I need you to hold my hand so I can make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, she was
It
out.
was
She's like, they're
it
only
was
giving
really
me a
cool.
$50 gift card. So this is all
Yeah.
you get from me. Bye.
It's great. Yeah. And she's like, I didn't get enough promo for my shop. So
Right?
they are decorating. And both of their cakes, by the way, look really good. I was like, they did a great job.
I was like,
Yeah.
give me a scoop of ice cream and
Mm.
yeah.
So Kiana says, I'm glad we're at this class. I'm glad we're doing like an official first date. I feel like we really need to work on our trust issues. And he goes,
Mhm,
yeah, that's on me. He says, I'm just
mhm.
used to making plans and only thinking about myself. And she's like, yeah, but like if you're on the phone and you go in another room, now I'm thinking you're
Yeah.
doing something sneaky. And he goes, you're right. I got to work on that. And she's like, I just want to be able to trust you. So he says, well, I just want to move forward, make new memories. And he's like, you can trust me for sure.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Um, now it was interesting because they were doing the cakes and she put hers in the box and then he went over to put his in the box. But when she wasn't
Mhm,
looking, he like drew a little heart on it and then got like a
mhm.
little crown and then put the ring in it. I was like, he did a lot of that while she wasn't looking
Very quickly. Yeah.
very
Mhm.
quickly.
She must have been
Um,
over there eating icing or something like that. He's like, "Oh, that bitch is occupied. Let me hear, but put this heart and tiara and this ring in this cake because
well, I wonder if the lady like distracted her
it
somehow.
had to." Yeah.
But they get their little cakes and they walk out and they go sit in the park. And in my mind, I'm like, don't decorate those cakes and start eating them right away. You got to show them off to your friends. They're so pretty. But
Hurry up and take a quick picture, put it on Instagram, then yum
dig
yum.
in.
Yes.
So he shows her the ring on the cake, like opens the cake and there it
Mhm.
is. And she's like, what the fuck? And he says, this ring has been in our family for generations, but I'm giving it to you now. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Oh my goodness. She's licking the frosting off the ring and wearing the
Mhm.
ring. And he says, I made promises before, but today I'm going to make a promise to be with you forever. We've been through our ups and downs, but this is it. This is the one. He never says, will you marry me? I rewound it because I was like, oh, I definitely missed when he said the words.
Mm-mm.
He never said the
I
words.
told
And
I told you last week. I said this is not a proposal. This is
that's
a
what you
fucking
said.
promise ring.
But it's an engagement ring.
I know,
All
because
right.
he's
But you were
stupid.
right.
I
Well,
mean, if you give me an engagement ring, I'm
we're
thinking
engaged.
we're engaged. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is exactly what she's. Oh, I forgot. I did hear
What?
something about them.
What?
So Joella did an interview, maybe it was on a Court and Amber, maybe. And basically she was like, yeah, she's like, I almost ruined a good thing, the thing that was for me to be on a television show. So she
Mm.
was kind of insinuating like she had a dude and she went on this show pretending like Damodrick and her were gonna get back together. She's like, and I should have just went with what was for me, what was for me. And then she goes, yeah, I'll go to their wedding. So I guess they are engaged now. She's like, I'll go to their wedding if she lets me. Bitch, she ain't trying to let you at her wedding. And then she goes, yeah, me and Damodrick were done. All we did was hunched. I guess that's what the kids say now is hunched.
Hunch?
Instead
Does
of
that mean
hunched sex. Yeah.
I
So
didn't know
again, he's cheated on her with this girl. Yeah, hunched. I don't get that.
Damodrick cheated on Juela with Quiana or vice versa.
No. She said that all Damodrick and I did was hunched. We did not get back together. We hunched. So once again, he's cheated on Quiana with Juela. So
that's awful.
He's just no good.
So, and they're talking to Quiana's like, I just want a huge wedding with all the flowers and a wonderful dress and my family there, and I just can't wait. And then, of course, I'm going, there was no engagement. But producer says, now, Damodrick, why didn't you say, will you marry me? And he goes, well, yeah. So like, it's a promise that we will get married, but I didn't want her to like go overboard with it. Like it's a promise ring. Like I'm a promise and things aren't going to be like they used to be, but like, don't start planning the wedding tomorrow or anything.
Well, that's exactly what she's doing.
She's a girl and that's what she's going to do. Okay.
Yeah. Promise rings are for like when you're in high school.
Totally.
Not when you've got like, 8 kids. What do they got? 6, 7, 8 kids between the two of them. Like, no, we're not doing promise rings.
Because he's got the 6 and she's got the 2. Invisible children, which is interesting. Okay, let's move on to Brooklyn and Brian. And I've decided that Brooklyn, she kind of looks like a cartoon character, and I can't quite figure out which one it is. It'll come to me. It'll take me a while, but she reminds me of not like one of the Berenstain Bears, because that's just in my mind from Duffel Bag Hottie. That came up this past. So remember Duffel Bag Hottie and Ty, and then the girl that came up that looked like the Berenstain Bear had on the Duffel Bag Hottie sweatshirt, and Ty was mad.
What was her name? Boston. Yes. Okay.
So Amy and I this weekend on Hey Bunky were talking about something, and somehow we started talking about Julius and his rapping, and I was like, well, maybe he'll be as famous as Trash Bag, Sleeping Bag. I was like, well, his name was Sleeping Bag. I could not remember it. So she texted Amanda, who immediately was like, it's Duffel Bag Hottie. Yeah, we forgot.
That is so funny.
I'm Hottie's girl. Yeah. So I have Berenstain Bears on the mind because of that, but it's not a Berenstain Bear, but it's something along those lines.
Well, she has a podcast all about smoking weed. And I think I sent it to you.
What?
Because she looks so good. Because her podcast is video. She looks so nice. And I'm like, why the fuck did you not look like this when you were on national television? Like her makeup looks good, her hair looks good. She's dressed well-ish. Nothing like the foolishness that we have seen every episode.
Well,
I don't get it.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Look in your inbox on TikTok, and it's there.
Oh, okay. See, like if you send me something on TikTok, I barely look at that like once a week.
Okay.
Because I try very hard to stay unaddicted to TikTok, because once I get going, like I can't stop.
3 hours have gone by.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit. Well, now I know everything about this subject that I didn't need to know anything about. So, okay. So Brian has been out of prison 2 months. And I'm still saying to you, what is this guy on? He cannot keep his eyes open half the time.
I don't know, because he's on probation, so he can't be on drugs, but now he's living in the house with a woman who has a whole podcast about smoking weed. So maybe he is just walking around high.
But he'd have to be real high to just never be able to keep his eyes open. I mean,
he just doesn't seem very enthusiastic about life.
No, he doesn't. So he's been out of prison 2 months. He's sitting with the dogs. The 2 big dogs are in one crate, and I didn't like that at all.
I don't think doggies should share houses.
No, I think they should each have their own special spot.
Yeah, I agree.
So she says, so he is saying like, it's great. I'm, 2 more months of this ankle monitor. This is life of Brian. I get to spend time with Brooklyn every day and Alani, and he's doing a vlog. It's like a life of Brian, and we see Alani, the little girl who's like 6, saying, "Yeah, you know, Brian, he's my bestie. He helps me with my homework. He's helping to make me really smart." Excuse me?
Maybe he's really good at math, Mary Payne. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
Well, we know he's got patience for it because he moves slow. So
yes, he does.
Yeah.
And he's super funny, and I love him very, very much. And we see him like hugging and kissing her before she goes to school, and it seems like everything's fine there. I'm not worried yet. It did seem weird.
I just feel like her house is exceptionally dirty.
It is. It really is. It's not any better.
No, and I'm thinking, this is what I would say. Since you're going to be living here rent-free, you have nowhere else to go. Help me get this house, at least clean the door. It is just, I don't understand this. Like,
it's filthy. It's filthy.
It is filthy. It's it gets an F from the health department.
And I think it's interesting too, because I think that kind of goes along with sometimes you just live with something for so long that you don't see it anymore, you know?
Girl.
Where you may have seen it at first, but now you're just like, it's not that bad, you know?
That white door was damn near all black.
I still don't understand what happened.
And I don't, what happened? It's not from a child. It's up to, I don't know. Maybe she just bought it that way.
Maybe that's like where she smokes weed and the just burns up the door. I don't know. So now we see Brooklyn and Alani leave for school, and he is telling, production, he goes, I found out I've got 2 weeks left to get a job, or I have to go back to the halfway house. And
I'm thinking you've known that for a while. You didn't just find out.
After 2 months? Yeah. You should have some leads on a job. So he says, I need to shop for clothes because all I have is like sweatpants and stuff. And I'm just like, this is my note. This guy looks high as fuck all the time. Like just eyes half mask all the time.
Yeah, he does.
So his buddy Adrian is going to come and get him to help him shop for clothes. So she's like, all right, so you're going to go with Adrian. That's good. So do you need some money? And he goes, no, my mom and dad gave me some money, but like, thank you. So she goes, well, when Adrian gets here, can he come in and just say hello and I can meet him? And he goes, nah. He goes, I've been given exactly 4 hours. Like when he comes, I'm going to jump in the car and go.
And he doesn't want his friend to see that dirty ass house.
No. And she goes, he goes, maybe when I come back, he can come in. But like when he comes to get me, like I got to go. I only have 4 hours exactly. And she goes, she says, I feel like I have to be on him to remind him of exactly when he can come and go and like when he can get stuff done. Like, I don't know if he would remember it without me. And also maybe just like let him fail and see what happens,
He is a grown man.
He goes to get in the car with Adrian. He's like, hey man, what's up? And the next thing you know, it's like, I'm not going to be able to make a sound. It's like, hi. You forgot your lunchbox. It's mom. It's
so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
She had her fucking do-rag on her head.
Oh, she wasn't even trying to cute it up.
Not at all.
So he rolls down the window. He's like, hey, she's like, hey, I'm Brooklyn. Nice to meet you. Listen, here are the ground rules. Okay. No bitches. And he needs to be back by 3. And Adrian goes, respectfully, we're about to go and kick it. And you can leave all that rules and stuff in the house. And she goes, no. All the ground rules still apply out here. And Brian goes, oh come on now. It's embarrassing. Ground rules. How are you going to come out here and tell another grown man what to do? And she goes, I'm not trying to tell another grown man what to do. I just need to make sure you know what to do and what not to do. And did you even call? Did you even check out? He goes, yeah, I did. And the talking head, Adrian.
This is like so.
It's
like
bad.
I felt embarrassed for him. Like
I did too.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like she totally looked like someone's mom and sounded like someone's mom doing all that.
But if you want my friends to like you, this is not the way.
No, not at all.
So Adrian's like, God, her name should just be the Warden. Like she's pushy. So, and the talking head, she goes, I don't really like that Brian let his friend be so rude to me. Girl.
I love the fact that he rolled the window up on her. I love a good window raise, and I love a slow door closing. I live for those moments,
That
and
was
he
funny.
totally did it to her. I was like, "That's pretty
It
fucking
was
funny."
funny. So in the car, Adrian's like, "Man, like, I know that's your girl and everything. But this is ridiculous." And he's like, "I know. God. God, mom. So embarrassing." But then he calls his PO from the car to check out, even though he told her he already did it, because I think he did
Mhm.
forget.
He did. He
Yeah.
did.
So Adrian goes, "So you really got to be home at 3?" He goes, "Yeah, man. Like I really actually got to be home at 3 to check back in." And Adrian goes, "Man, are you ready to be like locked in the house with this one girl after being in prison? And maybe you just think you want to be locked in with this girl, but you hadn't seen something
Mhm.
different. Well, have been out in this world, in the BBL world. Just you don't even know what kind of asses are out here you could be looking at."
What is the word that he used? This world of BBL is something that a word that started with the C. I can't remember if it was a made up word that he used. It
Um,
was something
I know what you're saying.
ridiculously funny. I can't
It
remember
was.
what it was.
It was, I can't or later he says thick fake asses, but that wasn't it. It was at this time when he
Mm-mm.
said this BBL world.
Yes.
Somebody will tell us. So Brooklyn and the talking head Brooklyn goes, "He's acting like I'm trying to be a PO or a warden, but I'm literally trying to keep him out of prison to remind him what to do because he won't do it." She is talking to production while she's washing the dishes, and I rewound it twice. I was like,
Girl.
that
Mhm.
backsplash where the metal sink was connected to, like, the backsplash was
Mhm.
so grimy.
Mhm.
I mean, it would take one wipe with a
Mhm.
soaked up sponge to clean that. No, it
Well,
would
look
take
how she was
nothing.
washing dishes. She was like pouring the dishwater, scrubbing. It it I don't she's gross.
She just
She's really
doesn't have
gross.
any cleaning skills. That's the problem.
Well,
So
on TikTok, they have a whole comfort creator thing where all
mhm,
you do is watch people clean their homes.
that's true. You get lots of
She could
tips.
just do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of tips. I think
Lots
this is how she likes to live.
So, anyway, it was gross. I couldn't look at it. So, he and Adrian go, they're shopping for nice clothes.
Mhm.
And Brian tells Adrian, he goes, "Yeah, I am. Like, I love being with her. She's been with me this whole time. Like, we're ready to have kids." And Adrian goes, "Yeah, but not like right away." He goes, "No, like we've been trying. Like, we're trying to have a kid." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Adrian goes, "Okay, man, look, let's hope you hadn't already knocked her up, but I'm gonna take you to the strip club, but we'll still get home by 3." And he's like, "Okay, what do you think about this cardigan?" He's like, "Let's forget it. Forget the clothes." So,
Oh, I love a man in a cardigan. I
do you
don't know
think
if
that
you know
would
about me.
I've heard that about you. I think that's an interesting thing that you have. And
I love it.
I used to love a man in a sweater vest back in the day, so maybe it's
Okay,
the
there we
same.
go. I don't know what it is. And
I
my
don't know if
husband wouldn't dare wear one.
I don't know if a cardigan is a interview look though, but maybe it is.
You know what? If I were interviewing someone and they came in with a cardigan on, I'd hire
Mhm.
them on the spot. I like your style.
So like khaki pants, like
Yeah.
a black t-shirt and
Nice
like
shoes.
a navy cardigan, nice
I
shoes.
like it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I like it.
So, Brian mumbles, in his talking head, mumbles going as, "It's been a while since I had nice clothes." And he said, "US Marshals came to get me, I was chilling, and I wasn't doing anything illegal at that time. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, and, uh, but, I had robbed a pharmacy, and so that coin came back, to get me that
Shit.
karma." I was like, "Did you rob a pharmacy this morning? What are you on? What is happening?"
There's some people who are just like sleepy looking.
He's a sleepy
I,
looking mumble mouth is what he is.
he's like a bear straight out of hibernation, Mary Payne. He's just trying to get it together. He's still a little bit sleepy. He's still a little bit new to the world. He's like,
Yeah.
do I go back and lay down? Do I stay up? He's just
Okay.
in limbo about what he wants to do.
He seemed real, awake and excited doing his Life of Brian vlog.
He looked real excited when he heard chicken wings and strippers too.
Well, that's true. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Hmm.
So, in the talking head, Brian says, "I don't need no damn rules. Fuck the rules. I'm just gonna go where the wind blows me." All right.
Yeah, he's talking all that shit when Brooklyn's not around.
Yeah, exactly.
When,
This is why we
when
need a
he's with
reunion for
Brooklyn,
the show. Yeah.
yeah, when he's with Brooklyn, he's in there drinking fertility tea and shit. So
So gross. It's for women.
it's for women.
So Brooklyn calls. He's like, "Oh man, I can't believe she's calling me, man. It's 2:34." And he goes, "Why are you calling me?" And she goes, "I'm just reminding you, you have to be home at 3." He goes, "I know, I have to be home at 3." She goes, "Well, it's close to 3." And he goes, "You said calling me saying it's close. It is 2:34. It is in fact close to
Yeah.
3."
Yeah, it is.
Adrian goes, "We're going to the club for 5 minutes. We're going to have some
Nope.
wings, look at some thick fake asses, and then get you home." Is the strip club
No.
next door to your house? Because there's no way.
Well, and they got to cook the chicken wings. That's what 10 minutes right there.
Made to order. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm. He's not gonna
They're
make it
just
on
gonna
time.
walk by and take some wings off somebody's table, look at some strippers, throw some money, and then walk right back out.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's move on to Joey and Michael. This was going in the direction that we think it's going this week.
Mm-hmm.
We opened where we ended with him last week, where he's telling that he failed this urine analysis and that he's getting kicked out of the halfway house. And then he's like, just kidding. Just kidding.
Which we knew that was going to happen, but the girls from Docu Sweeties.
Yeah.
Docu Sweeties.
Yeah, Docu
Sometimes
Sweeties.
I want to say Docu. Sometimes I want to say Docu Cuties. I don't know why.
Oh, that's cute too. Yeah.
They were falling for it a little bit, and you and I were like, no, it's fake.
No. In the talking head, Michael says he's never passed a urinalysis, and he's very proud of himself. It's the first time ever he's taken one and passed one. He always fails, like right straight out of prison. So they're going to Joey's family barbecue, and Joey's like, "Look, they might bust your balls. They'll just be joking. Don't worry about it. You know, my dad will probably likely ask you to go to a meeting." He's like, "Oh man, really?" In the talking head, Michael says, "I'm sure that his family puts all the blame on me for his last relapse."
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah.
Because it was your fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "This is a nightmare." So going into this group setting. So
Right.
Emil, the dad who we love, they walk in. Emil's in his sunglasses because he's about to go outside. You know, he's a dad. He's got to put his sunglasses on.
Right.
And he says, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" You know, to like, sorry, I'm trying to pull my leg out of this.
Whoa, you're giving me motion sickness.
I know. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Okay, look away. I gotta look away.
Okay, look away.
Okay. Oh God.
Okay. I fixed it. Okay, it's done.
It was like total seasickness.
I had to pull
I easily get like motion. It's weird.
I'm sorry.
Like, what is she doing? We're on a boat?
No, I had to pull my leg out from under the covers at this bed because I was starting to get sweaty. And I need a little air on one foot, you know what I mean, to cool me off. Sorry. But I was trying to do it without, and then you're like, "Whoa!" I was like, "All right."
Whoa.
Stop drawing attention to it. Okay, let's go back to these people. Okay, so Emil asked Michael, like, "Are you nervous and everything?" He's like, "Yeah, a little bit, you know, nervous to be there at the family barbecue."
Right.
And the talking head Joey's like, "I have a family full of addicts in recovery. Like, I'm hoping my family will be a good example to Michael." And I think for Michael, who's newly in recovery and has never succeeded ever, once, never, to go into where the whole family is preaching at you.
That was a lot.
It's a lot. I think just a one-on-one situation would be better for him.
Yeah, I had to agree with Michael in this situation because I thought it was unfair to him. Number one, he's just now meeting these people. Yeah. And they're like, "Let me tell you about our Lord Jesus Christ." And everyone's got a Bible and everyone's reading a passage. You know, it was intimidating. It was, I hate to say kind of annoying, but it kind of was. It's just like, okay, this person just gave me a lecture. Now you're going to give me one. Now you're giving me one. It was too, I felt bad for him. I really did.
I felt bad for him, but at the same time, I look at Joey's parents and brother and all of their take on it, which is, we're not letting this motherfucker get far. Like, if we think that he is going to be leading our brother, son, back down the path that he led him down before, you know, our brother relapsed because of this guy, because he was trying to hang out with this guy. And
I think they could have just like listened to like everything that Michael was saying and just start clocking shit like, okay, yep,
that wasn't true.
And whenever and when he left, like, Joey, look, this guy is just not for, because they can't force Michael to do anything.
I think they could have just had a cordial barbecue without all of the, what are you going to do now? All that. So
yeah, he has no idea. The boy just passed his first UA, like,
of his life
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think no one was more surprised than he was. He took a picture of it.
I know, even though he knew he hadn't used, he was like, whoa, even if when you don't use, you get a negative. Wow.
I felt like he did use.
Oh, you did.
That's how I felt. I felt like he did use and probably have done something to flush it away and was just shocked as hell that it came back clean. Now, I hope I'm wrong, but that's just kind of how I felt.
So the mom, Linda, says to Michael, who she just met, she says, so Michael, what are you going to do this time that's different? And Michael's like, not really sure, because people say like you have to give up all your friends, but my friends were really like my family, so I don't actually know how to be without them. And Dad goes, yeah, you're real comfortable there in that lockup motel. Yeah. And Michael goes, yeah, I was. Some nights I'm just like, I just want to go back to my bunk with my TV and my headphones, and like that's what I was used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joey goes, but it's a good thing because you're getting a chance to start over, right? And Michael goes, I don't know. It's kind of a hassle. He doesn't really care. He really doesn't care if he's out of prison. He really doesn't.
He
And
doesn't.
When he thinks about his mother, I think he cares, but that's the only reason. Yeah.
Yeah. That's because it's most definitely not Joey. Because right now he can't wait to get the hell away from Joey.
He and Joey haven't even banged.
That's the scary part to me. I'm like, okay, he doesn't like Joey.
And he'll bang anything.
Yeah, he will.
So, the brother, whose name is Toby. The brother says, look, we've all been in recovery here, and we know what you've been through, and we know what you're going through. And also, when you were with our brother, Joey, he almost died. Did you know that? He was on a stretcher, turned blue. Like, he almost died.
Yeah.
And Joey's like, well, what? I mean, Michael's like, whoa, no, I didn't know that. And the brother goes, and the stuff that you guys do, not that one's worse than the other, but the stuff that you guys do is the worst drug you could be on. It's immediate addiction, and it'll take you straight to hell. So if you want to do that and you want to go straight back to hell, call your friends up because that's where you're going. Wow, Toby. Wow.
That was a lot. That makes a person feel uncomfortable where they just want to leave.
And also, thanks for making me just completely feel like shit where I'm trying to eat this burger,
What? Can I eat the burger and a little bit of banana pudding first, and then we'll get into it? Like, damn.
Then you can get into what a piece of shit I am, because my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Toby goes, we don't want that for Joey. We want him to find his soulmate, and we hope you're the right guy. But man, I don't know. We're scared, man.
This is the conversation they should be having with Joey. Like,
totally.
Michael is not the responsibility. You guys don't know Michael.
Right.
Like, it should be, yeah, we'll meet this guy, check him out. And then I don't understand this at all. The only person they should be trying to save is Joey. You cannot save Michael. Michael does not want to be saved at all. Michael wants to get high and fuck. That's it.
He can't take it. He's like, can you even believe I passed a urinalysis?
Yeah.
One day I'm clean. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Joey's like, yeah, he's already talked to some of those friends. Joey's like now ratting him out in front of his parents.
I know.
He goes, he's already talked to some of his friends. And Toby goes, those friends, man, they're going to take you down that road quickly. You have to do the work, and you have to get into a program, man. And Dad goes, yeah. You want to live, you want to die. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Got to decide.
He has to want to run.
He's like, oh my God, forget it. I am not getting that second helping of onion rings. I got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the talking head, Michael goes, look, I've done every program known to man. I've heard what they're saying for the 2000th time. And it's crazy to think I would cut off my family. I mean, my friends, like my friends are like my family. So it's crazy to think that I would cut off all my friends that I consider family. And yeah, some of them are addicts and cons and thieves or whatever, but they've all given me good advice and they've supported me. And sometimes they've gotten me in trouble, but they're not all bad people.
It's more trouble.
Michael,
Mm-mm.
you're answering your own question. I
Yes,
mean,
he is.
he
Yes. And
literally
none of
just
this
said,
sounds foreign to him. It makes perfect sense to him.
"My friends are addicts, cons, and
Hmm.
thieves and get me in trouble, but they're not bad people.
They're just a
Um,
motley crew.
they're just a wild, crazy bunch."
Yeah.
And he goes, "So yeah, that's not happening. I'm not cutting them off." And I was thinking this barbecue would bring me closer to Joey, but it's pushed
Mm-mm.
me in the opposite direction, like away from him. Like I don't want to be around these people.
I not often do I agree with Michael.
Hmm.
I kind of got to agree with him right here. This was,
And
they
again,
mean well,
they
but
mean well. And
yeah,
I think maybe they're like, we're going to come in strong and scare this guy the fuck away because
well, it's
he's not the,
working.
and it's working.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Toby goes, yeah, Michael is not ready to be on this path.
Mm-mm.
Michael is not ready to be sober. You know,
Mm-mm.
he hasn't looked into a program. He's not ready to give up his friends. Like he's not ready for this life.
Yep.
So then Michael goes, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to run to the restroom. And he runs out the front door. And I was like, oh, he's going to get in the car and leave. But he calls his friend Spencer and he goes, oh my God, like you wouldn't believe this, man. Like I'm at this barbecue. The whole family is like one of those recovery families. And Spencer goes, no, God, terrible. And he goes, oh man, they were like preaching to me, man. It was awful. Like I'm sweating. It's awful. Um, Now in the talking head, mom Linda says, I love my son Joey so much. He's my last baby. He's such a sweetheart. He
Mm-hmm.
deserves somebody as good hearted as he is. And I understand that opposites attract. And it's the same reason I was initially attracted to dad, Emil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I lost myself when I was with him and I just wanted to do everything he wanted to do and people please him. And I lost myself. And I understand exactly what Joey is doing. And this is my concern for my son that he's the same way as I am, just like people please to
Mm-hmm.
somebody else and lose yourself. And I don't trust this Michael and I don't believe him. I was like, I wouldn't either. Like, I get it. Like, they're just doing what's best for Joey,
Yes.
but it did come across like a, yeah. So, mom is saying to Joey, she was like, look, we like Michael. We thought he was fine, but he doesn't have my respect yet. He doesn't have my trust yet. He has to earn it. And Joey goes, I understand. And she says, Joey, you know, you're a lot like me. And I want you to still be your own person, not lose yourself in this person's like story and recovery. You need to only focus on
Right.
yourself and not worry about this guy. And Joey goes, Mom, I do. I love Michael, but I know the drill. I know the drill. I have to walk away if he's using. And mom starts crying and says, my biggest fear is that he will take you back to meth and you won't make it out this time.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
Very sad. So Joey like
Yeah.
tears up with his mom. And then Michael's on the phone outside with Spencer. He's like, bro, this family, dude. And he says, I'll see you later, man. We have a lot to catch up on. Yeah, we do. Whoop, whoop. And then
He's gonna use tonight.
he can't wait. And then as he's
Mm-hmm.
walking away, he says to Spencer, I think, or to himself, he's like, it's almost over. It's almost over. And I think he means
He's
this
just, he knows.
filming is almost over, you know? Yeah.
Oh boy, this one's not going to end well. I feel like it's going to end with Michael going back home to prison.
Mm.
And
Well, when we've seen the previews, he's talking from behind a glass, Michael.
yeah, that's true.
So he's going back. All right, let's move on to Savannah and Bradly. My throat is a little bit sore, guys, so I'm trying to keep drinking water. So I'm sorry if you keep hearing it. Savannah and Bradly, 4 days out of prison for old Bradly. And he's got his ponytail flopping. He's good to go. So
Committing Grand Theft Auto.
I mean, so Bradly is on the phone with his sister who's like, hey, you know, Savannah is flipping out saying you stole her car. And he's like, oh my God. She's like, you know, you probably need to like take that car back because, you know, she's crazy. So he takes the car back and honks in the driveway. And she looks out the window and goes, did he just honk with my car in the driveway? Like what?
My car that he just stole and turned back around. And this is what I don't get about these women, that they let these men treat them like that when they're riding around in their vehicles. Just take the fucking keys.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy fix.
It's real easy.
Take the phone that you gave him too.
Yeah.
So he goes, get in the car. We have to go to that meeting about the lawsuit. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, you think you're okay, fine. But she goes. And he tells us he has a meeting with the prison advocate because he plans to sue the Department of Corrections. He had harassment issues in prison that he wants to address so it doesn't happen to other people. All right,
Okay.
4 days out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets in the car and he goes, "What was this about, like a stolen vehicle?" She goes, well, this is a car that doesn't belong to you. Matter of fact, doesn't even belong to me. It's my mom's car. You can't just take it. Like, you have to think about the repercussions of your actions." And he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh my God, you just have to control everything." And she goes, "It's my car." And she goes, "Just because your life feels out of control doesn't mean you need to put that on me. Like, I just got control of my own life. I don't want to control your life."
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true too. Yeah.
So they go to the library for a meeting with a woman named Marva. She is a justice reform advocate, which I think is similar to what like her mom does.
Uh-huh.
Um, he explains how he felt in prison, what happened. He felt targeted. He felt like if he would write a letter complaining about a CO, then the
Mm-hmm.
CO himself would reply to the complaint instead
Right.
of like the head person. And he was just like, they just get these people off the street. They don't know what they're doing. And Marva goes, "Look, what happened to you could be unjust,
Yeah.
but it could be seen as a frivolous lawsuit. Like, you have to look at what happened to you as unjust, or was it a constitutional violation of your rights? Like, these are
Right.
different things. Like, were the guys assholes and targeted you and looked at you in the shower and strip searched you more than other people? Maybe,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's just sort of like you're in prison."
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, you're in prison. And I love the fact that she just came prepared with just a notebook and a number 2 pencil.
She's like, "Okay, you can tell me, but I do this all week and barely anybody has like a real problem." The only person we've ever seen on this show, well, there's two. There was the guy that had all the money from prison and had that girlfriend who's now had a baby with somebody else, and he a domestic assaulted her off camera. He's a tall, skinny black guy. She was a short Latino girl. She was like spending all his
Oh,
money
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
had a
Mhm.
BMW. He
Yeah,
actually did have an actual settlement with the prison system because he got the shit beat
that's
out of
right.
him.
Yes, he
Then
did.
we also had Mikey,
Chris, and that was
Chris,
his name.
and what's her name? She's had a baby now with somebody else. I used to follow
Oh,
her.
yeah, she's totally with someone. I think he's back in prison.
Yeah, that's maybe because of him beating her up. And then there was
Yeah.
Mikey, who was going to sue the prison system because he had that stroke and they didn't take it seriously.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. Um, all right. So Marva is like, "So," she puts her pencil down. She's like, "So, how's it going between you two?" Because he just got out and it's such an adjustment. And he's like, "Well, we've been having like some issues with like her trying to control me. Like, I'm trying to multitask, and like she doesn't understand. Like, I'm just trying to get in my groove, trying to learn how to
Right.
multitask. I'm not used to it." And Marva goes, "Yeah, he's been locked up for all this time being told every single thing what to do. So when he comes out, what he needs is a little bit of a loose rein to
Yes.
to make sure that you're not also his warden telling him what to do. And maybe y'all just need a little downtime away from each other, to just date each other again and just be
Mhm.
dating and not be like jumping into something." And Savannah's like, "Okay, well, we have to go. Bye." So
That is not what she
Savannah
wanted to fucking hear. She was straight pissed off.
Savannah gets in the car and was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was she a justice reform advocate or was she a therapist? Was she a therapist? Did she have a degree in therapy?" He goes,
Uh,
"I don't know. I thought what she said made sense. And because you do try to control me and everything, and you think you can just say and do whatever you want without no repercussions." So he's using her word back on her.
mhm, mhm.
And he goes, "I am starting to feel a little suffocated. Like, maybe we need some time apart." And she laughs and says, "A motherfucker doesn't have to tell me twice he doesn't want to be around me." And he goes, "Well, why do you think this is funny?" And she goes, "You don't even have a bank card yet." Like, basically, she's like, "You can't even make your own fucking dentist appointment,
I
okay?"
know, I know.
And he goes, "So you don't think I could get my own bank card? You don't think I could do anything by myself?" And she goes, "I'd like to know your plan for doing it by yourself." And he goes,
'Cause you
"Well,
ain't using my car.
mm-mm." And he goes, "Well, this is just proving my point. Now you're just being a straight up bitch." And she goes, "Okay, great. So where what are you doing? Where are you going?" And he goes, "I'm driving myself to my dad's house. I'm going to drop myself off at my dad's house." And she
In
goes,
your car.
"Okay, in your car." And she goes, "Okay,
Uh,
great." So drive up to the dad's house. Again, very nice house, very nice neighborhood.
mhm, mhm.
Drops himself out. He gets off. He's like, "Bye." And she's like, bye, bitch. So she cries in the car and she calls Alyssa, her best friend / mortal enemy.
This is crazy. Yeah.
She calls her and goes, hey, what's going on? I just dropped Bradly at your dad's house. Oh, apparently he lives there now. Now he lives at your dad's house. And she goes, he doesn't know what he wants or what he wants to do. And his first reaction is to steal my car. Like, really, bro? And now he just runs away to your dad's house. And Alyssa goes, okay, listen, dude, you got to have some patience. You have some patience with them. And Savannah goes, I've been patient for 2 years. And Alyssa goes,
we get it.
I understand your frustration, but I understand his frustration too. Like, he just got out. And Savannah goes, well, let me tell you one thing. He left his Xbox at my house. And Alyssa goes,
so he's
he did? Back. She goes, he did? She goes, yeah. And Alyssa goes, toxic. Are y'all 14 or 30? What's happening?
But I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that. You really know a man is gone when he takes his Xbox. He ain't trying to come back.
We had that couple with the guy and the girl, and then he took his Xbox. Remember when he went back home to see his ex-girlfriend, the girl that lived on the Indian reservation, and she had that baby, and the baby
Joy Nomi,
Nomi,
and Red
with the 2 D's.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when he took his Xbox, that's when she
knew it was over. It's true.
He's not coming back.
It's very true. Yeah. Yep.
My son has his Xbox. We just picked him up at college, and he literally has it. He's like, this is my baby. I'll be taking it on the airplane. I was like, I think it's going to be fine. I think we'll be able to pack it in your suitcase, like wrap it in all your t-shirts. He's like, yeah, somebody will steal my baby. I'm like, I don't care. Carry it in your lap. I don't give a shit. So, all right, Alexis and Julius. So I don't know what's going to happen with them, but we saw some previews where there's like a full other girl going, who's this? And it's a full other girl that's not Ashley.
Well, they were spotted out in the wild as well.
Those two?
Yes. And
Alexis,
she was
not Ashley, Alexis.
No, Ashley's in the hospital and she's asking for prayers because she says she feels like she's dying.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. She does have 2 kids.
I don't think she's dying though.
Okay.
Yeah. And she wanted to thank her. She wanted to thank her new man for holding down the fort and da 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 da. When I feel like I'm dying, I'm just not going to make Facebook posts. But that's just me. That's just me. I'm going to concentrate on either dying or healing, one of the two, but I ain't got time for Facebook. So Alexis and what's the boy's name?
Julius.
Julius were spotted in the wild in the grocery store, and she's big pregnant. And he's spotted with walking with a box of diapers. So there you have it. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, they wake up, and this seemed like a fake wake up scene. Mm-hmm. Why did she never take the bonnet off of just the tip top part of her head?
We're just not going to even go there, Mary Payne, because I have no fucking idea why.
Okay, I thought you for sure would have the answer, but no.
Because it didn't make sense to me.
Because in my mind, like you have explained to me, because I always thought the bonnet was to protect the hairdo, the hairstyle. But you have told me it's to protect the hair. If you're protecting your hair, why is only your bang part of your hair in the bonnet and the rest of it's hanging free?
I don't know. And I've seen Scholar walk around looking stupid like that too. And I'm just like, oh, she gets that from her dad's side of the family. But because it makes absolutely no sense to me at all. But I could be wrong, but I don't.
And all your hair is supposed to go in there and be in that silk. So
that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So anyway, she looks dumb. So he tells her, yeah, I got to go to the studio today. And she, you better write a song about me. And then she asked him about his delivery job. And he goes, delivery boy. And
Furby.
Yes, like, blink. And he tells us, yeah, like I worked at Taco Bell when I was 13, but I can't keep a job. I can't keep a job. I can't be made to keep you can't hold this good man down. I got to have fast money. And then he goes, I like to do fast money. I actually do betting on sports, anything to get fast money. Now, why did he go into that affect? Betting on sports. He says, anything to get fast money. And he says, being a working man, it's not for me. Like, no shade to other people that want to do it, but that's not for me. No, no, no. Do you want to
Oh,
live? Do you want
God.
to be able to eat? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but well, he's got a dumbass girl in the next room willing to take care of his ass. And here's the thing, going to the studio is not free.
Right.
So she's got to be giving him money to go to the studio. I'm not doing that.
In the kitchen, she's like, look, we got a lot of bills that I'm trying to pay and everything. So I would like for you just to get that job. And he goes, it's not like a career. And she goes, no, but it's a good job just to have a job till you get on your feet. Yeah. We see her whiteboard of expenses, and they are the following. Yeah. August rent, furniture bill, phone bill on the 21st, school payment, car note, groceries, white shoes for school, Duke bill. I don't know what Duke, if Duke Energy is maybe the electricity bill, because Duke Energy is an electric company. Duke bill, credit card bill, and doctor's appointment. Now, that seems to me just like a regular person's life and their regular bills.
Yeah, it is.
And she had it all organized so she would know which one she had paid that month. And she was very responsible.
And he probably, like, I could see him just totally erasing all that and putting rap lyrics on it.
Actually, probably just drawing like dollar signs, like, yo. So he says, yeah. But once I take off with this rap shit, then we're going to be cool.
My God, here we go.
In the talking head, he says, before I went to prison, when he was like 19, I didn't take rapping seriously, but people really liked it. They said I was really good. So, if I could get some good number on my streams, I could take off and make millions. I like Jay-Z. I got to have those diamond singles. Know what I'm saying? No, we don't know what you're saying. What are you talking about?
And nothing about you is like Jay-Z.
Could you even imagine that he says, if I can get some good streams, I can take off and make millions like Jay-Z?
I think in his 12-year-old mind that he really does believe that's how it works.
This is crazy talk.
Yeah,
this is like my son saying, I'm really good at Grand Theft Auto on Xbox. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit college and just be a Grand Theft Auto streamer. And if I take off, then I could be like one of those biggest Grand Theft Auto streamers in the world and make millions.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to slap you upside the head. What are you talking about? No.
I don't think he has anybody in his life to slap him upside the head.
Definitely not his, and the words of Chris and Watt, not his drunk mama. So
and her ill-fitting bra.
Bless her. So in the talking head, she says, because he leaves. In her talking head, she goes, I feel alone a lot. And since I did know he was communicating with that other woman or a woman, I don't like knowing where not knowing where he is. So we see her outside, full detective style, like, I'm out here putting an air tag on my car and he won't let me follow his location. So this is what he gets. And do I think it is wrong to air tag my own car? No, I do not. It is my car.
Because it's not. Yeah, exactly.
So she calls her friend, Maya, and she tells Maya, oh God, she still got that thing on the top red. And she says, yeah, I do still feel kind of nauseous. Like, wow. So we know he's been out for, we don't know. It doesn't say how long he's been out, but
no,
a month.
Okay.
And she says, I'm nauseous. And she's like, when was the last time you had your period? She's like, well, it was like right before he came home from prison. She's like, oh gosh, you think you're pregnant? She was like, I don't know. Like, wow.
And we know he's been shooting up the club.
Yes. Which, by the way, I hate that term. I hate that phrase.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah. So Maya comes over and is like, I brought you a present. She brought 2 pregnancy tests. She takes the pregnancy test. They're both positive, of course. And she's like, wow. Boy. So in her talking head, Alexis goes, yeah, this information is life-changing. And I know I'm going to have to compromise something in my life to make this work, which is sad because she's in school and we don't know how much time she's got left. But she says, but on the other hand, a baby will bring a lot of joy to my life. And if I have a baby, I'd never be lonely and I'd have somebody to love me unconditionally.
Girl. Well, and the sad part is she's going to be raising 2 kids by herself because Julius is simply just another child.
Totally.
Yeah.
But he's going to make
sad.
He's going to make that rap money. So she
Mm-hmm.
goes, how am I going to tell him? Like, what am I going to do? What should I just like flat out tell him? Should I make it like a thing? Oh, let me just try to call him. Let me see. So he
She
doesn't
should do
answer.
a rap to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She should get it tattooed right here under her eye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put
Yeah.
it in words he can understand. So
Yep.
she tells Maya, she goes, I don't know. Do I think he's cheating? Like, I don't know. Like, he did admit to this other girl, but he hadn't talked to her. But he's super sketchy about his phone. Like, when I go to look at his phone, like, he won't let me look at it and stuff. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't ask him about it because I don't feel like arguing.
That's so
Okay.
fucking stupid, man.
And Maya goes, look, I understand. Like, I understand it, that you love him and everything. And I know that you want real love. And the fact of the matter is, especially with this baby situation, he's going to need to man up because
Yep.
you guys are going to have a baby. He's going to have to man up. And if not, then you need to leave him. Or she says he needs to leave. One of the two. Either way, she's like,
Yeah, he needs.
yeah, he needs to leave, actually, is what it is. So in the talking head, Alexis says, look, here's the thing about Julius. He went to prison when he's young. He's never had a real relationship, so he doesn't know how to behave. He needs somebody to help him. And I know I'm not making excuses for him.
But you
Yes,
are.
you are.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has to go through trials and tribulations in the relationship, and I guess this is just ours.
Okay, yeah. Cheating, not working are not requirements as trials and tribulations. 1
No,
month out of prison.
these are things you can control.
And then you
Um,
sat there and got pregnant by the guy. So
yes, yeah.
this is crazy.
While you're in school trying to further your education, to be a
Yep.
nurse or whatever. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so now she's tracking him and they get in the car and she goes, yeah, he's not at the studio. He's at the store. It's called Vengeance. So she's like, I guess we're
What
going
kind
to
of store is
Vengeance.
that?
I don't know.
I bet they sell butt plugs.
I bet they do. Here's my revenge
Mm-hmm.
plug. I'm going to get some revenge on you. I'm going to put a butt plug in. So,
Yeah. Ouch.
and the talking head, Maya, her friend, is so cute. She goes, look, I really hope I don't have to fight today, but my hair is up, so I'm ready.
That's your ride or die right there.
So they Alexis and Maya roll up and there are a bunch of girls there in the parking lot. So I think we're going to be like, oh, we were just about to shoot our rap video.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say.
You could have got some better looking girls if that's the case. But I guess when you ain't got no budget,
when the budget is,
you can get.
We're recording this on my iPhone. That's the budget.
In a parking lot.
In the parking lot of Vengeance, then yeah.
Yeah.
Next week on Love After Lockup, looks like Savannah shows up to Bradly's job and he's talking to her and she's going, I can't do this. She's crying in the car. Joey's mom, Linda, is telling him, you don't have to use over this. So something's happened there. And then we see Michael greeting his friend Spencer. So I think probably Michael's going to meet Spencer. Joey's upset, goes home, is like crying to his mother. Julius drives off from the parking lot, the Vengeance parking lot. And she's like, why are y'all letting him leave in my car? And then she says, I have his PO's number if he keeps playing with me.
Oh, shit.
Quiana asked Damodrick if he cheated with her, meaning Joella. Did you cheat with her? And he says, I made decisions based off of what you did.
Oh,
and then
boy. Here we go.
And she tells him to get out.
Yep.
Now we see Brooke, who we didn't see this week. Brooke is looking for JK. And she's like, he's in McAllister. You know who lives in McAllister? Alex.
Oh.
We see him speaking to Alex. Alex opens the door. Will and Courtney have a fight in the street, which is the same day because she's wearing the same outfit. And he says, you had sugar daddies giving you money all the fucking time. You can take the bus. So I don't know what happened.
Ooh. I missed the part about the sugar daddies and the bus.
He said, you had sugar daddies giving you money all the fucking time. And then he says, you can take the bus. But we saw in that same scene when they did previews of the season, we see her saying, what did you think? You married a girl right out of prison. What do you think's going to happen? Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go bad. I knew it was going to be bad, but not that
Day
fast.
after the wedding.
God damn.
Well,
They've not even consummated the wedding yet.
She's mad because he accused her of being on something, but she did sound like she was on something. But
and here's the thing: if you are not guilty, you don't get that mad.
Yeah. I wonder if you'd be like, well, tell me why. What did I say? Like, why did you think that? Like,
yeah, like why do you think that? Like,
give me the specific thing I said. Yes.
There's a little bit of guilt in there somewhere.
Yeah, and again, we never know if we're supposed to trust these people or not because they're always doing this and they're talking heads like shifty with their eyes back and forth. And we're like, does that mean you're lying or did they cut that from another scene to make us think that?
Yep. You're right.
Well, we still know that this show is going to end in like 2 weeks and we still have not been told.
Is it 2 weeks?
Is it 3 weeks? Okay, so that show aired on the 9th and the last one is going to air on the 23rd, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Let me look because I had a note here about it. I'm still reaching out to the WeTV and the A&E people to say, are we getting Prison Brides or Inmate to Roommate? Inmate to Roommate is our best bet, but
I haven't heard anything.
Let's see, Keisha. So we've got Love After Lockup, Love After Lockup finale. So that must be the Love After Lockup finale is the week before on like the 16th or whatever. Love After Lockup finale. Love After Lockup comes on Fridays, so it will be on the 23rd.
Okay.
So we have 2 more weeks. And then we don't know what's coming after that. We just don't know. Who will tell us? Somebody let us know. Keisha, what's happening over on the Libra Lounge?
This week we're going to be talking about the Met Gala.
Oh, cool. I love that.
And the outfits, our new Pope. There's lots of buzz.
You're not Catholic, but you went to Catholic school.
We're going to talk about this new trend that all redheads are Black people. And we're going to have
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What? What do you mean that's a trend?
Go on. Just look it up.
Okay.
And then 1,000-Pound Sister recap.
And I did send you a press release with some really good news for you. There's a new show coming out.
It was funny because you sent me that, and I swear 5 minutes before I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, well.
1,000-Pound Roomies, guys. It's a new show that Keisha will be covering. She loves she likes 1,000-Pound Besties, 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Yeah. I was like, Christmas came early this year. Christmas came during the summer months because I'm like, I am all over this. Like, this is, yes, I love it. I love it. So, yeah. We will be recapping that as well because we don't know. I think that Dr. Now, My 600-Pound Life, and Dr. Pimple Popper are moving to Lifetime Network.
Yes, I think you're right. I think I saw that on a press release when I was trying to figure out if Inmate to Roommate was coming to Lifetime or whatever. I was looking at their press releases. I think you're right. I believe they both are. Now, Dr. Pimple Popper can go. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need to accidentally have it pop up on my screen. I don't need it. But I think as long as Dr. Now is still in business helping people, he definitely should continue to have a show.
And I don't know if you guys know, but if you go on his page and look at his reels, I'm in one of the reels.
You are?
I is.
Carl, did you repost it? You need to repost it and to do like a thing where like you circle your face or do like an arrow or whatever.
Like you can see we're like, it's me and producer James. And we're like talking and there's music in the background. It's like, look at that.
You have to repost that, Keisha.
I guess
repost
I will.
It.
I guess I will. Yeah. I guess
it'll be like, look who made it on Dr. Now's reels.
Look, you know what? I think producer James may have already done that, like on his own personal page.
Okay.
But yeah, I need to do it. Yes.
Well, I will tell you that producer James got you a really nice Mother's Day present, which was the photo shoot with your mom and your daughter. And the pictures are gorgeous.
Now, Mary Payne, do you think he really got me that? Or do you think I said, hey, that's what I want. Let me spend James's money on it and get it for myself?
Well, it sounds very specific, that second example, so I'm gonna assume it's the second example.
But yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. We had fun. It's just one of those mini photo shoots where it's like 15 minutes and you're in and
Yeah,
out, then the next
but you're
person
color
comes. Yeah.
coordinated, and it was great. It
Thank
looked
you
really
so
great.
much. I
It looked
appreciate that.
really beautiful.
Thank
The
you.
3 of you
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
If you guys wanted to check out Keisha's Instagram, it is the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Mine is at Pink Shade Pod. Please follow us. You can continue to follow my planes, trains, and automobile adventures. And I will be back in the Commonwealth of Virginia on Monday when you're hearing this. And then Wednesday afternoon, I'll be back at my happy place, Bald Head Island. Yeah, we have to talk about outfits and stuff. I need to talk to Amy. I need to talk to Matt and Jake. We got to figure out outfits for this thing in New York. It's cocktail party. So on the one hand, when you think cocktail party, you think people get super dressy. On the other hand, some people will be in just nice pants. So it'll run the gamut. It'll run the gamut.
Okay.
Anyway,
I was going to ask you about that.
I know you're probably going to want to color coordinate with me, but just stop. I
Well,
already know you're going to try.
Mary Payne, you know I like bold and bright.
I know, and you like color coordination.
I do. Oh God, yes, I do. Pink.
Well, I'll have to see if I can find a pink dress, and I really am gonna have to, when I get home tomorrow, go down to my sparkly area of my closet and figure out what fits, what looks good, what's appropriate. Most importantly, what fits. That's always the number one, and then what comfortable shoes I can wear. All of that.
Why would you wear comfortable shoes?
Because I'm old and my feet hurt.
It's worth it. We may be in Us Weekly.
Well, that's true. That's true. I hadn't thought about that part of it.
Yes.
Oh Lord, now I got to go on a diet. Okay. Everybody, we'll see you next week. Also, if you guys are following The Valley, Keisha and I are doing that over on Pink Shade Prime, $10 level, The Valley. We are loving it. So those episodes come out on Wednesday. We record them first thing Wednesday morning, and they come out as quick as we can record them. We get them out, and those are out on Wednesday. So be watching over there. And this week, my guest for Pop and Bravo will be Kate Casey, and also Kimberly will be around for 90 Day. And also on the $5 level, Pink Shade Prime, last programming note is I'm going to have Amy on to talk about a Netflix documentary called Deadly American Marriage.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
Sounds deadly.
Sounds deadly. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. I'll be here with Kimberly.
Bye.